next thing that you were talking about was it's life after death. Is there life after death? You're saying that it was a fairy tale or something like that. There's no proof, not a shred of proof, and so this actually is quite a big deal to me right now. I almost lost my mom twice since January, and my brother's pretty much definitely on his way out, possibly in the next few hours. So, is there any proof of life after death? There are actually lots and lots of scientific studies that have taken place in the past, like if I could just kind of give you some nutshell information. There was a study where there was I always hate to say that, helicopter. It always means something bad has happened. Yeah, my brother was airlifted and he had a stroke and he fell and hit his head on the floor from standing straight up, and he has bleeding on the brain. His brain is swelling. I'm trying to show you the helicopter. Okay, and I don't remember when these studies were done. I can link them maybe if you want me to, or do another video or something. Where when there was one scientist that this was probably in the 50s, 60s, where they had the patient that was about to die laying on a gurney that had a scale somehow. And when the people passed away, 100% of the time there was a noticeable difference in the weight of the patient, which means that the spirit and the soul actually have a weight. There was one study that I think it's happening right now. It's involving 15 different hospitals in Europe, and it's covering 2,000. They were going to turn involved 2,000 patients. When they were resuscitated, when each person was resuscitated after they died, they were certain questions or something, or they gave their, told what happened. Anyway, somehow they were able to record what those patients, I don't remember the details, but anyway, each person had similar stories, like descriptions and all that kind of stuff, and some, the people who described the good things described similar things, and the people who described the bad things described similar things, and I, the stereotypical light at the end of the tunnel, and whatever that we usually, escorted away by angels or escorted by demon, just depending on which one. And they absolutely disproved that it was, what people were saying, that had to do with the electrical impulses that the brain gives off or something like that. There's something that people always say to explain away the experiences that people have at the point of death. And So there's that one. And that one I think is just recently been completed. And it's like Austria and Germany and Italy and Spain, France, like 15 different countries in the EU. Another study that I remember, I think is, I don't remember the time period, but they're actually able to measure, okay, our hearts are electromagnetic and so are our brains, but our heart gives, our heart gives off just extremely strong electromagnetic waveform or whatever. And so this particular scientist had some sort of gadget that he's able to measure frequencies of the electromagnetic waves, and had a positive side and a negative side. And this is really, I think this study actually happened back in the 50s, 40s or 50s, and this is really sad that they would do this to somebody. But they had one particular person that as he was dying, this person was just mean, evil, rotten, mean, and nasty. And so they had one of the aides or somebody that had to do with the scientist that came in and actually started seducing this patient as he was dying, and would you believe he was actually able to be aroused? and then she turned around and then said really rotten things, really nasty things to him to make him angry. And so the electromagnetic impulse that this man put off went way to the negative side of this gadget that he had created, just at the point of death. And then another example that stood out in my mind in this study was there's the woman, she had brain cancer, but all she did was praise the Lord, just constant glorifying and praising, and then that's what she did. And they measured her as she was dying, and it was like way on the positive side. And it was like, okay, I can't remember the exact number, but her heart or whatever, her body gave off extremely positive, like almost 5,000 volts. Anyway, they compared it to a radio station that the power would reach halfway across the country. That's how powerful the positive electromagnetic frequency that she gave off right at the point of death. And so anyway, that's a study to prove there that the spiritual, the spirit, there's so many, but right now I can't even think. So yeah, there is proof. There absolutely is proof of life after death. There is. Absolutely is. Whether we like it or not. It'd be nice to know that all that happens to us is we just go and disappear back into oblivion, and that's not the case. And like I said, pray for my brother. I'm not sure he's ready. Okay.